Hey YouTube friends, the Reclaim Project is a transformational platform for men transitioning out of incarceration, addiction, and homelessness. It's our heart to help these men reclaim their lives spiritually, mentally, and physically. So our intention here is to share some of these awesome stories of redemption with you. So check out this next one. Hey YouTube friends, at the Reclaim Project, we have certain guys that just accelerate through the program. And today we get to interview one of those guys. His name's Joe. I'm super excited to share his story with you. And it's a powerful story, and it's one that you're gonna wanna hear and you're gonna wanna share. So after you watch it, like it, share it, and subscribe. So Joe, thank you so much, man, for being with me today. I really enjoy your company, and our personal relationship's been pretty neat. Like, you've helped me out a lot in my health journey in the weight room, helping me out with lifting, and we've done ice baths together, and we've had some car rides together, like on the way to work and on the way to the gym in the morning, and it's been fun to get to know you, your story, and really your story of redemption. Like, it's cool to see what God's doing there, and that, like, I get to be on the sideline just watching God work in your life, and you putting all this work in to your life. And so I'm excited to do this interview with you. So should we get going?
Absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, man. So Joe, tell me, like, where were you before you came to the Reclaim Project? What did your life look like?
I was actively in my addiction trying to get clean. So I was in and out of treatment over the period of 2.5 years. I had gone to 3 different treatment centers, one being like 3rd in the nation, number 1 in the state, and still couldn't get it right. Before the Reclaim Project, I was staying in an Oxford house, relapsed after 3 months. Prior to that, like I said, I was running amok, just living that life, Prior to that, I was doing great, had a family, was working, we had a falling out, and I had relapsed shortly after that. And so for 2 years, I was on a run there.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember calling Shawn like a year into it when the Reclaim Project was just Pure Vita, and it was at another location. And you guys didn't really need a whole lot of like 30 days clean or any of that. It was like, can you stay clean? Can you be clean for 2 days and then you can come in the program? And I never got back around to it at the time. I don't think it was my time, but yeah.
Yeah. So what was the thing, Joe? If you don't mind me asking, what was your drug of choice, Joe?
Oh, dude, I used to shoot meth and smoke fentanyl. I was a zombie out there, absolutely.
You were one of the guys.
Oh yeah, I was one of those guys.
You were one of the guys that we see all the time on the side of the street, nodding out.
At my lowest, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
I can own that, yeah.
Okay. What was the thing that, Joe, what was the thing that you were like, this is enough. I'm done with this way. I want to change my life. What was the thing that made you make that decision?
My 3-year-old. Yeah. And just not being able to look in the mirror. You know what I mean? You just get like a certain point in my life, I was just, this is unacceptable, Especially when you can do so much better and so much more,
Yeah.
And then sitting back thinking, like with my parents, I grew up in foster care, you know what I mean? Bouncing around in and out of homes, kicked out on the streets constantly, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have stability from any of my parents when I was coming up, any of my foster parents or even my real parents for that matter. And I remember wondering why, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want my kids to ever question that, so.
That's good. So you felt a responsibility to your child that you didn't receive as a child from parents.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense.
But that being said, I had to turn inward, you know. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this for my daughters, or, oh, I'm going to do this for this person. Like, you know, I had to learn how to basically, like in a weird way, just love myself like I was a kid, but at the same time being that adult for that kid. You know what I mean? Like if you have a son or a little brother, you know, and you were trying to set an example for that individual and trying to teach them, that's how I had to be for myself, not like, you know? So I just started from square one. And yeah.
That's really powerful, man, because like this really, in addiction, recovery comes from, like true recovery comes when we actually do it for ourselves. We make I mean, you agree with me on that, like you have to make the decision.
Yeah.
Like for yourself, right? Because when there's other people like giving you ultimatums, or, you know, like if you say, I'm going to do this for this person or that, it's like there's always some sort of resentment there, right? That's what I've experienced personally. Do you feel the same way, or it's like the only way that you were truly successful at this is because you did it for yourself this time?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Once you get everything right within here and start addressing the things, well, for a male, for me, like I had to start addressing all those things that I struggle with that I came up short on, you know? And then there are no extremes in life, I've come to realize. Like just because I made this mistake doesn't mean the whole world's gonna fall apart for me. It doesn't mean that my future's cut out from underneath me. It doesn't mean you know what I mean?
That's good.
And so I've learned that I've conditioned my mind so much in the past to just like fail and be weak and then lay there and live like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the biggest part over this last year, because I just hit a year clean a few days ago.
Dude, congratulations.
Yeah, and the biggest part for me has been reconditioning my mind, you know what I mean, to how I react to things, how I deal with things, and you know what I mean, and trying to get my emotions in check, especially my temper, and like putting aside all this poor me bullshit. Oh, I've been through this, you know.
Yeah.
It's just not. Excuse my language. It's just not conducive to what I'm trying to do, you know? So,
Yeah.
And I don't ever want my daughter to wonder, or my kids to wonder, like, why couldn't he get his act right? Why couldn't he get his life together, you know? And so.
That's good.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does. Yeah, it's like before we can take care of somebody else, whether that's a wife or a child, right? We have to know how and learn how to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, and if you want to take care of those same people, sorry to interrupt really quick.
And you're good.
It's like people are always like, well, I can't leave my situation because, you know, I want to be there for them still, or well, you haven't been there for them, and you didn't take them into accountability when you decided to start using and doing all that crazy stuff you were doing. You know what I mean? So you need to take the same measure, the same exact energy, and put that into getting yourself right. I moved 3 hours away from 3 hours away from where I'm from. You know what I mean? Extreme measures, extreme sacrifice. You know, and yeah, absolutely. You can't do it like you can't. For me, I couldn't take other people like, oh, I can't move from here because I gotta be there. No, you weren't there for them when you were there. So, I don't know. Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know.
Yep.
You have to do it for you, for others, for the ones you love, because it walks hand in hand. For me, at least, it's not just doing it just for myself. It's, you know, for my people, for the people I love as well.
Yeah.
Because of the impact that I have on their life if I'm not there, and the even bigger impact I have on their life now that I am there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you've been a good example here too in this program of like humility, and a guy that will come alongside other guys and be honest. And I think that's such an important key to like a healthy long-term recovery is having those people like you that can help keep you accountable, but also as someone, as us, like being in recovery, having those other people that we can help, like walk through it, right? Walk through the fire
Absolutely.
and stay. So you've been one of those guys that, around here that guys look up to, and that's powerful. I mean, that's important, Do you have anything to say to that?
I just try to be, I just know what it's like, you know what I mean? So like everybody that I try to help out, or like someone did that for me, you know what I mean? Someone was picking me up in the middle of the night and giving me a ride home, or, like in the snow when you'd give me a ride down here to Bible study or the gym, or when you gave me a ride to work, you know what I'm saying? Like I just try to give that back tenfold, you know what I mean? And so that's why, and in a humble manner, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is lifting up the person next to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
That helps us function as a whole, you know?
Yeah, that's good, man.
Because if it wasn't for like this program and some of the individuals of this program, I wouldn't be where I'm at, I wouldn't, hands down. It would have been difficult, I'll put it like that.
Joe, that's nice. That leads me into my next question. Why did the Reclaim project work for you?
We focus more on like actual solutions in a very, very practical manner. Like, so I've been to treatment probably 10 times, 11, 12 times in my life. Couldn't get it right. I'm not knocking other programs, other recovery avenues or routes you want to go down. For me, this is what works and what has worked, because it focuses on all the things that like build you up to being the best version of yourself, you know what I mean? And as a blue collar man, someone who's been to school, has a career, has worked a lot, to get out of situations and have a good life and provide for my family, this couldn't have been a better opportunity, you know what I mean? And so that's what this is all about, is work, both on yourself, in the community, in life, work, And so as a male, this program has helped me a lot with that, And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like I said, I just passed a year clean. I just got my first raise at work, and I'm doing well, And so, I'm doing very well. I talk to both of my kids every day, things are going really well.
That's good. So Joseph, didn't you actually come down here like prior to even being a part of the Reclaim project?
Yeah, absolutely. I just heard you guys had a gym available to anybody who's been clean for 24 hours. So I was in Oxford House, working on forklifts at the time, and I used to come down here just to work out, and I volunteered a bunch, worked on some of their rigs, and then I ended up relapsing, and which went on another little run, and then I had told these guys here about it, and they're like, well, you can come into the owner let me come and stay at his house, actually. Shawn, yeah, he let me come and stay at his house. It was like, here's your chance. If you're gonna do it and get clean, here's your chance. And so for the first time ever, I actually got clean and sober, without having to go to treatment or prison or jail, And wow. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, Shawn and Aaron take such a practical approach to it, and they understand, they understand what it takes, and like we were talking about, the tools are there, and the opportunities are there, and you've been the guy that has taken all the tools, seized the opportunities, and you're using them and putting them into practice in the most logical and practical way, because you're like, I want my kids, I want to be a dad.
Yeah.
And so that, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So what are you doing? Like, what are you doing right now in your life that you're really proud of, that you want to talk about?
Oh, I'm super proud of being there for my kids, and you know, my daughter. We talk every single day, and I'm really proud that we've developed a relationship finally. You know what I mean? My coworkers, everybody in my life I have good relations with. It's normal and healthy. You know, it's not a bunch of dysfunction and chaos. You know, it's like
That's good.
you know. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of my success at work. You know, I'm really, really proud of just like knocking down those goals, man. You know, I'm kind of getting addicted to that.
The healthy addiction, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Joseph, I'm a strong believer in like replacement therapy for addicts. I mean, that's part of my story is, and do you know what I'm talking about? Do you believe in that, replacing like the bad habits with the good habits?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me about that a little bit.
So, I mean, it's pretty much black and white. I've replaced everything I used to do with everything has changed. You know, I mean, it hasn't necessarily been like very systematically done, but very intentional. Like replacing all that with the gym and martial arts. You know what I mean? Actively learning something, be working on learning something. Just trying to better my career, getting a welding certificate, getting my CDL, you know what I mean? It's like a huge substitution for me has been success and just making myself employable. I'm taking a parenting class on my own accord, not because of court or nothing like that, because I just want to be a better parent too, you know what I mean? So I'm doing all I can to, have confidence and faith in myself and happy with the man in the mirror, you know what I mean? So instead of avoiding it and self-destructing, so.
Yeah, you're creating a life that you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
That's what we say around here. Create a life that you don't want to lose, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, you are creating that life, man. And you're being a good example to a lot of other guys around here, too. So we appreciate that. Joseph, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I should be well into owning a business and hopefully getting ready to sell it or have someone manage it. Because I'm 34 right now, and so probably, yeah. We're operating my own business, my own shop, starting a towing company as well, It's a lot of good money in that.
Where do you see yourself, like, family-wise?
Oh, probably training my daughter. I want to get her into martial arts and get my oldest wheeling on her own, and, all that sorts of cool stuff.
That's awesome. How old are they right now?
13 and 3.
Wow.
Yeah, so in 5 years my oldest will be 18, so hopefully she's a little artist. She's so badass, and maybe hopefully I'll have her doing tattoos, or she'll want to do tattoos and, pursue that art because she loves drawing and painting, and it's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Joe Diesel, you got quite the life ahead of you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. The one last question I want to ask you, Joe, is I'm going to ask you, and then you can just address this camera up here. For the person that's watching this video that has gone through what you're going through, or they're going through it right now, and they're watching this video, what do you have to say to that person? Like, from your heart, what do you have to say to that person? You can look there.
There's nothing in life you can't do and overcome. That being said, make the same sacrifices, put the same energy into getting clean and getting yourself right as you did when you were using, and everything will work out fine.
That's good advice.
I always hear, like, if you put half the effort you put into, using as you did, or into your life as you did using, you'd prevail. No, I believe you should put all of that same effort and more, because it's a life or death situation. There's no retirement plan in selling drugs. In fact, things are getting so much worse, like at such a rapid pace. The potency of fentanyl and how it's in all drugs, and like the only place you have is like down. You're just gonna die. You know what I mean? So it's either live or die. Conquer or die. And you got to go to war with self, basically.
That's good. It's a life or death situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you being with us and just, being vulnerable and pouring your heart out and telling us. And I'm super proud of you for what you're doing. I'm blessed to know you and to call myself your friend, and to be able to just do some life things with you, and gym stuff and car rides and Bible studies and all these things, man. So thank you for being here and being that example for other guys, and we are blessed to have you, and we're stoked that you are making these moves in your life, and we're excited to see where you're going to go next, what you're going to do next. So
thank you.
All right, man. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for being with us today. I just want to thank our community partners. I want to thank True Hope Church. I want to thank Life Center Church, and I want to thank Summit Church. I also want to thank Zeke's Pizza. I want to thank Living Water, and I want to thank Fleet Feet. Thank you guys so much for all of your continued love and support. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe. Take care.